Hello, if you like Michigan type maps but think they might be a little bit big or a little bit flat, stand by. I'm going to show you this map and I think you're going to like it. I'm Farmer Teacher. Let's take a look. Okay, this is your typical farmhouse here. Pretty nice. Got your sleep button there. You start out with the International pickup truck. Pretty nice. Okay, on around here you have a pretty cool building because you can store both equipment and 200 bales in here, which is pretty nice. And you have a pallet fork and a bale fork, so you must have something that goes on your tractor. You've got this animal hauler here that goes on your Transtar semi, which is cool. You're going to need that. You'll see why in a second. So you got the 400 horsepower Transtar, and you got the Load King triple hopper on the back. Okay, you've got the Branther manure spreader right here, power spread. You've got this Crampy trailer, which is pretty good, holds 37.5 cubic meters. And you got the Demco auger wagon, so you can put out by your field. That's handy. You have a round bale collector, and one of my favorite little cultivators is the Lemke here. 5 meters wide, goes 9 miles an hour. You have a manure heap here. You must have some cows, and they're coming up. Okay, up here you have your cow barn, and it comes with 25 cows. It holds 301. Let me show you on the menu. Okay, it's this barn right here, but it's been modified. This one holds 99. So what they did is they extended the pasture. Okay, that's both good and bad. It's good because you can hold a lot of cows. It's bad because it's hard to keep food in there. I wish when they did this, they would modify the pen and increase the food capacity. So you got to be a little creative to keep food in there once you get up to 300. But it comes with 25 cows. Now, the other downside is this is just a breeding barn. It is not for dairy cows, okay? So in this little starter farm, and when I say starter, you have like a net worth of $3 million. Yeah, but it's still don't have a whole lot. Okay, you got a windrower over here. Pretty decent windrower, get you started. And over here, you got the Cone straw spreader blower. It blows straw for your pen there. Okay, inside the barn, you got the small mower attachments. You have a grass field, a little small one. You got to get that going. And you have a small tedder. So you can make some hay and get your cows fed, because right now they're not fed at all. Okay, that's them. You have the meadow. Remember, meadows for cows is only 40%, so you want to at least get hay in there so they could be at 80%. But these are growing. You have 15 grown cows right now, and you got 10 6-month-old cows, so they're not ready to reproduce. But you want to feed the 18 months old so they can start making some babies there. You've got a pretty decent baler here. Does round bales up to 180 centimeters, which is pretty cool. Okay, and here you have your tractor. It's a pretty nice one. It's a New Holland T7. It has 302 horsepower. It's already maxed out there. And you have another tractor. Okay, right here you have the Fit 728 Vario, and I like this one because it also has just over 300 horsepower. But this one will get up and go at like 39 miles an hour. So you got two 300 plus horsepowers. Okay, you have a small silo here. It's a little bit too small. It holds 200, but it gets you started. This is your starter farm. Okay, over here you have the International flatbed truck. Has 350 horsepower. You could put bales in there if you wanted to. And you got the famous Great Plains seeder. Don't forget to put the fertilizer attachment on that if you like to do that. Over here you got a small sprayer. Goes on your tractor, and you have a small planter that both seeds and fertilizes also. And you have a small corn header. And you have your regular grain header, which is 7.5 meters wide, 7.6 actually. And you got the one step up as far as Massey Ferguson's go. The Massey Ferguson 7360. Okay, so it has a little more horsepower than the base one. Costs about 3 times as much almost. But it does carry 8,600 liters of stuff. And it goes 3 miles an hour faster at 18, vice 15 for the base model. Let me show you your overview of your farm here. Okay, you own this farm area right here, and you have this little tiny field right here with wheat in it. It's only a couple of acres. Okay, and you have another field here with soybeans, and another field here, and then you have this small grass field right there. Okay, your grass field is about 5.5 acres of grass. And you got 13.25 acres of soybeans that's ready to go. Well, not ready to harvest, but they're growing. And then you got 10.8 acres of wheat that's ready to harvest. Now this is just a tiny bit right here of corn. It's 1.3 acres. So what I did, come November, I plowed that and replanted grass so my grass field would be a little bigger. Okay, so here's an aerial view of your little farm there, all your equipment. You got your cow pen there that goes with your barn, and then your soybean field, your wheat field. This is your grass field, your little tiny corn field. Luckily, right across the way there is the shop. Okay, it's right here. You get your stuff worked on right here, and then it's going to spawn right over here when you purchase something. Okay, we're going to go a little north. So we're going north on this road. This is where most of your, by the way, you can purchase this land, but the house doesn't operate. I'm going to show you the farms you can purchase here in a minute. You have a lot of points of sale up here, farmers market. You got a place where you can get gas. I'll come back to this, but you got this you can buy for an income. Same thing with this. You got like the tailor shop, the spinnery, the bakery, the dairy, the other bakery, the warehouse. You got the carpentry shop there. Over here is where the other dairy is, big one. And this is the animal shop. You can sell your manure and slurry over there if you want to and purchase animals here. Now, word of caution, if you use that animal trailer that's on your farm, you got to be careful coming through here. You can make it under this pole, but you have to go to the side. If you're right under the red light itself, you're too high. You'll hit that. So go to the side, this side, and then maybe this side. Weave your way through there to get to the animal shop, okay? Little word of caution. Okay, not a whole lot of roads. You got this main drag here that goes north and south right here, and you got one east and west, and then you got a north and south on the other side. Once again, there's your farm, the shop. So you come down here, and you got a few little houses here. You can purchase the area around it, but those houses don't work. Let me show you the ones that do. This one doesn't work either. That's Ben's house. Okay, he lives there. But this one you can purchase. I'm gonna jump down there and show you that in a minute. That's the smallest farm you can purchase for about $500,000. Okay, another house over here, but that doesn't work. I like this farm. This one's about $1.5 million, and we're going to take a look at that in a second. You have some water over here you can go fishing in. There's an official place over here to go fish. It even has a sign with a little pier and everything, which is kind of neat, especially if you have the Highlands fishing package. I'll have a link down there where you can purchase that, help out the channel. Okay, here's the other road that goes north and south. So you got this east and west, and this one goes north and south. And it goes all the way up to the sawmill, but it also passes by another farm you can purchase. Okay, so up here where the sawmill is, and by the way, this is kind of like some other sawmills where you have to put your logs right into the water here, and then they come up here and start processing. That's kind of cool. So this one has a very large dairy farm up here, and this is the barn with the robot, but like I say, it's been extended to hold a lot more cows. Okay, let's take a look at some of these. Well, before we look at the farms, let me show you the productions real quick. Okay, you don't own any, but they have a bakery, another bakery, a carpentry, a cooper, dairy, grain mill, a greenhouse with canned goods. This one's interesting. So you can purchase this, and it's also available as a placeable that you could put on your land. So it grows the stuff and processes it right in-house there, which is kind of cool. You can make some money off of that. You have a sawmill, a spinnery, and a tailor shop. Okay, let me show you the things you can purchase. Okay, when you start out, if you go north from your farm, The easiest one is right here, field 42, and I've already purchased that, but it's $145,000. Let's just take a look. Look at this. And you're going to get these greenhouses, 5 greenhouses. There's a water source there, but I would do something different because that one charges you. You get this little cell point here, and you have a forklift. And there's an electric forklift with its own little charging port there. And there you go. So you are ready to go. You just got to give these guys water, and you can start making a profit from day one for $145,000. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right, let me show you something else. Across the way here, this one you have to purchase for $414,000. And there you go. But once you get it, it is really cool because it's a combination of all kind of productions. So for 400 grand, basically you have a dairy, an oil mill, a grain mill, a vegetable factory, and a sugar mill. That's pretty cool. That's hard to beat for a few, oh, and you can do strawberries and eggs here that makes cakes. So let me show you on the menu here, this thing, once you purchase it, okay, there's your greenhouses. So we got 5 large greenhouses that you can play with. And we have this all-in-one production, okay, and you can put all kind of things in there and get all kind of things out. So it's all those production facilities combined. That's pretty cool, pretty cool. And you may or may not use it all, but still, that's pretty cool. For 400 grand, you're in the production business. So you're going to see this place as a point of sale, but you can't get in here because the door is shut and you can't open the door until you purchase that building. Okay, let's look at some of the little farms you can buy. Okay, this is your initial farm right there. Okay, the smallest little farm is going to be this one. It includes a nice field. It's $545,000. Let's just check it out for a second. Okay, there's your house. You have a water source right here. Pretty cool, where you can get water. You have the traditional red barn, and you have a Meridian silo that holds 500,000 liters of stuff. So that's pretty cool. And you have this one field here, which is about 12.4 acres full of wheat. Okay, next door to this is one of my favorites. It's more expensive. For $1.5 million, okay, you're going to get 21 acres. Let's just see what all you get, though. This is a really nice farm. Okay, first of all, you get this 5.4 million liter silo. Now, there's a little bit of a glitch here. It has a dryer on it, but there's nowhere on the map to get propane. If you could figure that out, let me know in the comments, because I couldn't figure out how to put propane in that. You got some bunker silos here. This is a cool barn, by the way. It's in here. You have a workshop. You can pull in here, and there's your trigger right there for your workshop. You can actually store some stuff in here on those racks right there, and you got a big place to put some equipment. So that's pretty cool. You got another big barn over here. I like these big barns. Easier to get your stuff in and out. Very nice, very nice. And you got that big silo there. Let me show you your house too. Your house is really cool, and because you can go inside. Look at this. That's really cool. Shows the weather up there. This is nice. Goes into your garage, and you got some bedrooms here, and the one you're going to sleep in is this one, which is really cool. And this should be a bathroom. Yeah, nice bathroom and a bedroom for my 10-year-old and his buddy that comes over for sleepovers. Pretty nice. You can come out here and have a little barbecue. Look at that. Very nice. Nicely done. Let me show you from the air. Okay, you own all this. You own all this grassy area over here and that cow pen. And you have a field right here. Okay, so it comes with this field. You have corn in it for now. It's 5.4 acres. What I did is I harvested that, and then I planted grass in there because you have a big cow barn. So let's take a look at your cow barn. This again is a modified barn, but this one is for dairy cows. Okay, dairy cows. And you have 80 of them now, and it holds 272. So this is pretty cool. This is pretty nice. Once again, they expand the field, and which is really helpful for sheep, not so much for cows, because it doesn't really help with the food for cows. But these are for dairy. All right, let's look at the other big farm you can get. And the granddaddy is up here For $2.2 million, you can get this 60-acre farm up here. And it includes some forestry that you could do, because here's a sawmill. That's convenient. And you got a lot of storage up here, big cow barn, and you got this field that already has grass in it. So that's ready to cut. So this would be a neat one to move to. Let's take a look. Okay, you got your house there. Unfortunately, you can't go inside that one. You do have a big cow barn here. Now this has 150 cows already, and it'll go up to 435. But once again, your food is small. However, this is the one with a robot, so it does a little better. You just put your stuff in there, straw, hay, silage, and you got to put mineral feed around here. And the robot will come out every hour and feed your cows, so that's pretty good. And over here you got some storage slash bale storage. Then you have another storage thing for your equipment. Then you got this very big shop. It can be a storage. It's also a workshop. There's your trigger right there, and you can store some stuff in here. That's pretty cool. This thing is awesome. You also have some silage bunkers on here. You got a pass-through thing to pressure wash your equipment. Okay, you got some seeds, lime, and fertilizer tanks over here. And you have a beautiful, nice and large 800-liter silo that'll definitely get you going. And you got a fuel tank over here. Doesn't have any in it, but it holds 15,000 liters. So that's it. It's called the Rolling Farmlands of Michigan. So it's a Michigan map. It does have some custom weather. It's in northern Michigan. So I got a lot of snow my first winter, which was pretty cool. And it has a custom crop calendar. It's a little bit different based on how things might be in Michigan. So that's a little bit different. Just keep that in mind. Okay, there's also 25 collectibles on the map that are $10,000 each. And that helps you build the museum, which is somewhere on the map. We flew over it, I think. And that's it. I'm Farmer Teacher. This is the Rolling Farmlands of Michigan. Share this with your farming buddies. I'll see you on the next go-round. Bye-bye.